Yeah. Well, happy birthday, man. You better sing happy birthday to him. Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Down to my afternoon coffee. The kids have come from school and I sent them on home because Ann isn't going to work today. And I sit here and look out at snowdrifts still around the yard, though they're shrinking. Uh, the snow has really gone down, and we have patches of bare ground now, and pools of water here and there, and of course, plenty of tracking into the house. We had a lively weekend. Um, 4 kids ring-dinging around here, and lots of fun and laughter and conversation because Jay and Ronnie came up for the weekend. The kids, it seemed, had grown another inch since I'd seen them at Christmas time and looked very well indeed. I got a lot of fun out of the baby because he is trying to talk now, and he knew all the pets' names, dogs' names, and the cat. He really loves the cat and is always quite concerned about Peter getting something to eat. However, I have kind of a self-service system set up here because Peter wants to eat so many times a day, and it took a lot of time and patience on my part and a lot of hollering on his. So I leave the door of the sink partly ajar, and then he can come and go as he likes, and poke his head in there into a huge canister, which I have keep full enough of dry cat food so he can just poke in there and gnaw away whenever he wants to. And so peace reigns supreme, and he's getting terribly fat, I might add. Anyway, little Stuart is really enthralled over the pets, and I can tell that he remembers them from the time he's been here before because he always looks so happy to see them, and he has learned to say the names. Gay looked very well and has been having a wonderful time this winter. Um, she has a membership, I believe, a yearly membership in a spa, and she and her friend go there and make use of the facilities. Uh, I don't know. I think she had been depending pretty entirely on what the spa could do for her in keeping her weight down, and consequently had gained rather than lost. So now she has come to the conclusion that the spa is beneficial, but you still have to watch what you eat. Of course, I shouldn't say anything about that, but she thought I hadn't gained an ounce. Little does she know. Um, my downfall was, of course, I had to cook very nourishing food for Vernon after his surgeries because he'd lost a lot of weight. And naturally, when I cooked it, I had to sit down and get my strength back to, or whatever reason I was, well, hogging everything inside, I don't know. But he just got back his normal weight, whereas I was eating far more than I needed. I intend to go over to Mom's this evening, and she can visit some with you on the tape. She's been through a real tough time, so as a result, while we go over there, we don't take any kids along because Margie calls them her winter nerves, but as far as Rachel is concerned, I think you could develop just about any type of nerves around a youngster of that age. Um, Gay and I went over Saturday night, but Ronnie took care of her little boys, and so there wouldn't be any chasing around the house after kids. And Mother really appreciates that because then she can sit and visit and enjoy our visit too. Um, Anyhow, I understood that she had conveyed as much to Marjorie that if Marjorie were to come and visit her, that she'd have to make other arrangements for Rachel because she just couldn't stand, oh, what the hell, the kid acts around there, I guess. I don't know. She's always digging into things. And Ma has so much stuff sitting around that she doesn't want broken. Actually, I can't blame her. So, anyhow, we had a nice time. She has this big stack of old songs from way back. Some she'd copied from your sheet music, Joy, and you were back here in the early or the late 50s, early 70s, 60s, whatever. Jealous Heart and Your Cheating Heart. No, I don't know what all. Anyhow, she has a whole stack of music she'd copied the words down to. So there we sat, if you can picture it, mind you, I actually should have had the tape recorder going, because Mom would have a song in her hand singing, trying to remember the tune. Gay had another one going on her side of the card table. And there I was howling and yelling over another entirely different song on my side of the table. So, of course, it must have sounded pretty terrible, but who worried, you know? And then every once in a while, Gay and I realized what we were doing, and we'd stop and laugh hysterically and say, isn't this fun? And grab another song and try and remember how it went. And actually, we had the best time. But next day, I found myself hitting the cough drops pretty strong, so I guess it must be kept on a little too long. As I was going to say, Mom has been through quite a rough time with her own health. I would call it a flare-up of rheumatism. We had her up to the clinic, and they did want her to enter the hospital for more tests, but she decided the tests would do more harm than good, and that she wasn't all that sick, and that she was pretty sure what was wrong with her herself, and that she would go in to the hospital if she felt it was necessary and when she felt it was necessary. And on top of all that, Tar Baby had an awful cough, and I think in the back of her mind she was afraid that perhaps it was heart trouble, and of course that's what took Marjorie's little dog, was a heart attack, and Marjorie's dog had coughed real bad for a year and a half or so before it died. And so Mom was she was worried that maybe this is what was wrong with Tar, and then she knew then how it would end, or what she'd have to do. So, of course, she didn't really tell me much about the dog being sick until she got so desperate and worn out, struggling with the problem herself. And then she called me, and I said, well, as soon as we can, we'll take you down, take you with the dog down to Greenbush to the veterinarian there and get her checked out, because this can't go on. So that Friday night, we drove down there then, and luckily we found out it was actually just infected tonsils. He did listen to her heart, didn't he? And lungs and all that. Her lungs were maybe a little bit in them, but that wouldn't be unusual with a bad cold. And her heart sounded real good for her age. And so all he did for her then was a penicillin shot and some other pills, those 12-hour things, one every 12 hours to take for the following 3 days. And so we were all real happy about that and came on home. Anne-Marie, too, has been on the sick list with another surgery, which she had a week ago. Well, it's about 10 days ago now she's been laid up, actually. So she hasn't been working, and she had thought surely she could go to work today because she doesn't get any sick pay for the days she misses. But unfortunately, she still wasn't feeling well enough, so in place of going to work, she took another trip to the clinic to try and get additional help to heal up faster. And so she has her problems too. But Michael has been very good with helping with things around the house, keeping the dishes washed up, and running errands for her, and choring the little dog, and in general, making himself real useful, so it hasn't been too bad. Spring is so late in coming this year that it's really discouraging. However, on the 5th of April, I got out all my tin cans and pots and garden dirt I had stored since last fall, and vermiculite, and peat moss and what have you, and all my seeds, and I planted snapdragons and asters and petunias and portulaca and let's see, the tomatoes, 3 big cans of tomatoes, and what else? What all else anyway? Well, anyhow, lots of hopes along with all of it, and it must have been all real good seed because now everything is all popping out and greenery. And I think for the good luck and all, I melted a lot of snow, got a lot of snow water stored up in the basement to water them. I think the kind of water you use is important too. And anyway, I've got what looks like a greenhouse in just about every room in the house by one window. So I felt kind of strange doing all this with the garden under a foot and a half of snow at the time. But anyhow, I have to assume that it's going to eventually melt off and the weather will turn warm. Brendan just came in and asked for the vacuum cleaner. He's cleaning up Ma's old car. He had bought some new floor mats today, and he's taken the old seat covers off. And boy, he's really going at it to jazz it up, fix it up. Ronnie was telling me that he had spotted a bakery for sale in Detroit Lakes he was looking into. And if he could see his way to buying that, he would love to be in business for himself. I can just see him whirling around with his own business, trying to do all the work himself and killing himself off and by degrees. He's terribly ambitious. But he had been looking into it, and he figures that he could, he knows the work well enough. He's done just about everything, every kind of a line of work where he is now and has learned. So he would like to, I think, be self-employed, be his own man, so to speak. It's awfully hard for him to take orders. And of course, I know he'd be happier in his own setup. But with times as they are, I wonder if it's a good time to go into business. But anyhow, I didn't say anything. I just listened. And I did say one thing. I hadn't really tried to memorize their last address too well because they've moved so often since they've married that I had just assumed that this house they're in now would be just a temporary abode. And he's getting a little bored with it too because it's almost all fixed up now. He said there isn't anything left to fix. 2 windows yet to replace, then 2 doors, and then that's it. Everything is fixed up. Then what am I going to do, he said, in my spare time. Honestly. Well, anyway, he plans to, he's got his camper almost all paid for, making 3 payments a month on that. And, of course, he'll plan on going and camping at the lakes this summer and getting in some fishing on the weekends. And Gabe loves that, too, so they really agree on that. She's babysitting this 3-month-old baby and enjoys earning a little, but now she's catching the fever of earning a paycheck again and would like to find a part-time job for just afternoons when Ronald is up and can watch the baby. And so the first step, of course, is to get her driver's license. So she had sent for and was expecting her permit to learn to come in the mail now, today, and then she was going to start to drive. Oh, golly, I wonder how that's going to go. Well, I told her, I said, you'd better, if you want to get driving, you'd better start now while you're young. It will be much easier. I'd let it go too long. She did have the Minnesota license years ago, but she never drove and made use of it. And of course, then it ran out. She never did keep it up. And living in North Dakota, she'd have had to reapplied anyhow for a license there. So the way that went. But she's young naturally, and it's understandable that she, now with Stuart getting older, that she'd be kind of anxious to get out and have a job again. She really loved to work before, always liked her job and being around people, meeting new people, and all that. That was the real thing to her. That was what really living was. And of course, this has just been an interlude. This period of staying home and taking care of babies. So I won't be surprised to hear if she's gone back to work. Of course, Ronnie says if I buy that bakery in Detroit Lake, she can come and work for me. Well, I can picture all that. Oh, well, I suppose they can do all right. I don't know. Anyhow, actually, in one way, it would be more fun to go in and see them. They live in Detroit Lakes because it's real beautiful down there, and Vernon is more apt to be anxious to go too because there's all the fishing, all the lakes all around there that you'll be anxious to try out for fishing. So we'll just have to sit back now and wait and see what happens. They're trying to establish an Army Reserve here in Roseau, and it's supposed to be all sorts of opportunities, golden opportunities, I might add. And of course, naturally, Marlon signed up. If he should be accepted, he takes the physical next week. And should he pass that, I guess there's a period of 3 month basic training, where he goes off somewhere for that during the summer. And so we'll also wait and see how that turns out. He's already, I think, according to what Ann said, changing his mind somewhat, even after he signed up, stating that, well, I'll get a free physical out of it, anyway, so I'll have gained that much. So actually, I don't suppose he really knows what he wants. But anyhow, that's the latest on him. And well, let's see. Mike said he got his pictures today. I'm anxious to see him. He's supposed to be on his way over here to show them to me. He was absent at the time when they took the school pictures, so that's why he's so late coming with his, because then when he went back to school, well, then it was to set a new date for his picture taking. I'll see that you each get one of him then when I get a hold of him. Shelley and Mike both are enjoying the bike riding. Their folks thought it was too cold for it yet, but the roads are dry and bare, and there's no holding them back. So they've really been enjoying their bikes once more. Of course, Mike is hinting around that he should have at least a 3-speed. Well, maybe he'll be able to get nice things if Ann can get some help from Gary now. She signed a petition. And we've been wondering now if the meeting has been held or not. There'll be a court session in Minneapolis, at which time he'll be requested to attend that down there and explain why for the past 2 years he hasn't contributed anything to his children's support, and what he intends to do in the future, and so on and so forth. Because, of course, he should be helping with the kids. And if he is forced to, why, then it will be a benefit to the children because they can have some of these extra things and some necessities like hot meals at school and so on. It's only right that he should contribute, I think. And as far as his visitation privileges are concerned, he's welcome to come here and see the kids, providing he comes as a friend and acts decently. He's welcome to come visit them. After all, he is their father. He had, as I perhaps told you before, he had stopped in last fall, and he was up here hunting deer and driving a new pickup, and he was dressed to the nines, had real nice clothes, and And I think he had stopped in thinking the kids would be here, but they weren't because their mother was sick that night, so they were with their mother at their place. And I didn't volunteer their address either because he isn't helping the children, and I just figured he didn't deserve all that, and he didn't ask for their address or anything. And anyway, he was in the process of building a new home. And he and his wife were going to have a new home, and as I say, he had this new pickup with a camper and all, and seemed to be doing quite well, and had gotten a good job. And he told me about the grand new rifle his wife had given him for Christmas, and about all the buying they had been doing, and that he really had stopped buying now, and all and this and that and everything. And I sat there and I listened to it all, and I was so tempted to ask him. Well, first I did ask him though if he and his wife had any children, and he said no, that he can't afford kids. And I didn't reply to that, but I thought, well, gee, I sure was tempted to ask him if he would help with Mike and Shelley a bit, that he should be helping his own children. And but then I knew that I didn't have the right to bring it up at all myself, so I just didn't say anything and let him go on and on. So we'll see now what explanation he can give. I believe they call it contempt of court when they don't, when they're told to do something and then just don't, just fizzle out. I believe that's what it's called. It's on that charge that he'll be brought in anyway. And I guess the procedure is that a date will be named, and he will have time to hire a lawyer to represent him, and need not be present at all. So that's okay too. And anyhow, he can explain then why he isn't contributing anything to their support. I hope that they can convince him that he should help her son-in-law, because it is really difficult for her. That is for sure. Vernon seems to be really convinced now that spring is here for good and all. He took the snow tires off the Mercury, put on the smooth, and he put the snow can away in storage. And that would be a decisive move right there. In other words, he doesn't expect any great amount of snow to come anymore to skid around with a snow cat. So, we'll hope that he's right. Well, let's see. Do I have any other news about? Everything is rather dull. Our new library and museum complex, going to be a quite an imposing building. They're putting that up where the Central Lumber Company was located when you folks lived here, on that lot. And it's going to be a real pretty building. And God, they've been working on it all winter long. I can't wait to see that when it's completed. I hope this finds your grandchildren keeping well. The new little baby doing okay. I suppose you find yourself going over there pretty regular and checking up on them. And you'll have to be careful now to not pay too much attention to the new arrival, but don't forget that Cindy and little Timmy are expecting to be noticed. You know, it's where the jealousy sets in, and the new baby plays too important a part. Especially, you know, with the grandparents, I have to be pretty careful about such things. Here's Michael. He wants to say something to you.
Happy birthday, Ming. I'm going to play a song for you now.
Well, Nanny called, and Michael dashed off over there now to carry in an armful of slab wood and to remove 2 mice that Ma had tracked and put in the garbage for her. Evidently they had gotten into the porch or something. She has this bird food sitting around, and I suppose that's what's attracting him. Bag of cracked corn or whatever it is that she's got there to feed the birds. So she has this problem, and it just really gets to her. It would me too, I think. And, oh yes, before I forget, I had a nice visit from Woodrow and Esther. Oh, that was 2 weeks ago. We just come home from town with groceries and driving in the yard, and here they came walking out of it. They'd left their car at the East Side Grocery and had walked over. I was so surprised and pleased. Woodrow seemed to be a little better. He wasn't limping so bad as he had been the last time that I had seen him, so his rheumatism was better. And Esther had lost a little weight, not too much, but she was cheerful as ever. And luckily I had just made a pot of coffee before I went uptown, and that was all perked in and ready, and so we had coffee and donuts and a real good visit. And so I asked about the folks down there in Minneapolis, and she said that Esther was still working at Montgomery Ward, and of course Floyd is retired. He has heart trouble, so he's supposed to keep his weight down, and he's supposed to not eat sweets and too rich foods. And he's forever sneaking into restaurants and ordering malted milks and all sorts of rich desserts, and Esther will catch him at it and gets so disgusted with him. And she has to be on a real strict diet, too. This is Esther Grant, of course, I'm talking about, Floyd's wife. She had had a big surgery in her pancreas, I believe. Anyway, there's so little that she can eat that it's, when Esther said when she has them over there for a meal, she's got to cook just special for Esther Grant because there's very few things that she can eat. But she stays just as cheerful. And she jokes about everything and laughs and remembers all the good times she had while in Roseville and all, so she's doing okay. And of course, Esther told me about her grandchildren and all. She isn't doing too much babysitting anymore now, mostly with the little fellow, the smallest one, David, I believe his name is. She kind of had a pretty good hand in raising him because at the time when he was born, when she and Woodrow lived with Bonnie for a while there. So she had pretty much the care of David. So David, when he feels his own family is too much for him, he's always calling his grandma then to come and rescue him. So that makes Esther feel pretty good about that. Anyway, it was fun to see them looking good and happy. And now, of course, I won't get to see them now till next summer, and then they're going to come up around fair time, I guess. They plan to come up and bring the kids along and take them to the county fair. She did express very keen disappointment not getting to see you folks when she was out there. I don't know how that came about, but she had definite plans of getting to see you, Joy, and getting to see Nat, and the only one that she got to see at all was June Carroll, I guess. So she had a nice visit with her at some reunion or picnic or something, I believe. She told me so much that I don't remember all the details, but I do remember she stating that she had only gotten to see June. So she was kind of disappointed. She had really hoped to see you, Joy, so, if she gets to go out there again, and calls you, I hope that you two can get together. She really means well, and she never fails to stop in here and see us, and there's so many that expect her to take time to visit when she comes up here. And some, of course, she doesn't get to, and then they're mad. She just has to overlook that. But she does always get around here to me, and I appreciate that because they did a lot. I'm over at Mom's, and now she is going to sing Happy Birthday. Okay, now sing Happy Birthday where it won't be cut off. Well, now sing Happy Birthday now to him. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ming. Happy birthday to you. Now, Mom is mixed up on the date that Gay and Ronnie were here. She had mentioned that they were here each weekend, but they weren't because we had a blizzard at that time. No, they were here on April the 12th. I noticed the blank space on the tape, so might as well make use of it. It's April the 18th, and rainy, dismal outdoors. Of course, the rain is speeding up the disappearance of dirty black snow that still rims the yard. Vernon is getting wound up on and his work. He plans on going down to Grand Forks Monday and staying through Wednesday because his father is undergoing surgery for rupture on Tuesday afternoon. So he wants to be there at that time and help his mother through that, because they're all pretty worried about it because Ted is 75 years old and the operation won't be exactly easy for him to go through. But I guess it's necessary to. He can't put it off any longer. Mom will tell you about her mouse trapping experiences now. She's been having mice coming into the porch, I think, largely because she has this cracked corn sitting around for the birds, and so naturally they're going to want to come in and make use of it. And of course, she firmly thinks that because I left the porch door slightly ajar on Easter, that the mice came in then. But they're big and fat, and I think they were. There, I had to hurry up to get there first because I didn't want her to touch it. Yeah. I took a long stick I had in the can with the garbage sack and pulled it out, and we had to wait till the mouse stopped kicking before I could take it out. Yeah. And I didn't handle it then. I just put it in the bag or something, But now I got all those coffee cans. Make mouse coffins. Awful. Oh boy. I got 8 half-grown mice in the back porch finally. Yes, one right after the other, sometimes 2 at a time. You have that cracked corn around for the birds. Well, I've had that can in a can. In a 3-gallon can with a cover on it. Yeah, but don't you suppose they smell it? Then you have corn on the ground out all the time by the bird feeder. Well, let them go out there and eat then. Well, that's what draws them in the first place, the food. Well, maybe I better just not feed birds anymore. That's what draws them. They will sure eat that, Well, I suppose so. It does make an awful problem when you don't have a cat to keep them away. Keep cleaned out. Or stuff. Well, we got Mitzi, though, that tells us when they've come. Oh, yeah. The mice are come again, she said. Boy, and she takes a kind of a sniff there yet again. There might still be another mouse out there. But I got the traps all set and waiting. Well, I have the tape going. This is going to Ming, Oh, it is, huh? Yeah? You want to talk to him some on it? Well, I am talking. I was just telling about that catching the mice and how doggone disgusting it is.
I'm no natural born mouse catcher.
How is Tar?
Mama?
How is Tar?
Quite sore.
No, I mean,
Because and it's a funny way, you know. You see, the hip bone right here around this way, sometimes it's so sore. Then the pain comes up here under my ribs. Then it's down here. And then it's down here. And it moves around like that, you see. So I can't tell where it really is. And I can't help but think it's rheumatic.
Yeah, could be.
I've got my hearing aid on.
Oh, you got it up.
You see, the dog started signaling, you know, there was company.
Oh, yeah.
And here I got up and went, and inner door was hooked, of course, on account of the darn mice. And there was little Diane, you know, and she says, I came to see you.
Yeah.
And so I let her come in, and then I gave her what was left of one of my cans of salted peanuts, you know, some ginger snaps. Yeah.
have you got any coffee?
Yeah, there's a full bottle there. You know, I thought that was kind of funny, you know, little Mitzi. She went out and shook hands with Diane when she left. Yeah, Mitzi said, well, I don't know, I'm getting kind of acquainted with that little girl now. She's very gentle and pleasant to the dogs, you know.
How is Tar Baby's cold?
Well, it's better, but she takes spells when she starts to snuffle and chuckle away, you know. It makes me so nervous, you know. It's so nervous from that dog coughing. I can't hardly stand it. I've heard that ever since Easter, you know, now. And I tell you, it isn't pleasant. Well, she isn't too bad. You know, in fact, I gave her a little ham for supper, and she quit coughing then, you know, and she got something to eat.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think of her. That's my old coffee cup with a crack in it.
And you don't use the new cups at all?
Well, I use these because I can dip my toast into them.
Oh.
You see.
Huh.
Those are too narrow for that.
Well, what do you know?
Well, didn't we have fun the other night singing those songs?
I should have had the recorder going. It must have sounded like tomcats on a back fence.
Well, it was something outrageous. You know, I remember I was trying to show you a song that I liked, you know. But nobody paid any attention. Gay was singing away in her kind of a hoarse monotone. Song she liked.
That's what it
And
sounded
Anthony
like.
was singing her song. It was 3 songs going at the same time. No wonder Charles finally broke down and began coughing.
Oh, must have been just terrible, but we had fun.
Oh, I enjoyed it ever so much. By the way, here the songs are, too.
Yeah.
I had to hit the cough drops the next day.
Boy.
Well, the doesn't matter to me. This is an old song in the shade of the old apple tree.
Yeah.
I remember I learned that when I was out at Skyme. That's a song that Oscar Barker came up with from Northfield. He came, you know, up there to stay with us. And he knew that song. So that's how I learned it. Yeah, but didn't I wonder, I think probably Gay enjoyed it quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, she thought that was fun.
And here's after the ball.
It's nice that Robbie babysits so she can come over and visit, you know.
Yes, it was nice of Ronnie, but then he thinks the world of those children. After put another nickel in the Nickelodeon, all I want is having you and music, music, music. I'll do anything for you, anything you want me to. All I want is loving you and music, music, music. Closer, my dear, come closer. The nicest part of any melody is when you're dancing close to me. So put another nickel in the Nickelodeon. All I want is loving you and music, music, music. That little gay, you know, that little, she call her, Muriel's little girl, you know, Janet. She was wonderful, you know, and she was only 2 years old. She knew those songs.
Yeah?
Knew the words and the music and everything.
Well, she was pretty smart.
Yeah. Yeah, she
I got a big smear on my butt.
You were my thrill on Blueberry Hill. On Blueberry Hill where I met you. The moon stood still on Blueberry Hill and waited until our dream came true. The wind in the willow sang love's melody, but the dreams that we were never to be. And though we're far apart, you're part of me still, for you were my thrill on Blueberry Hill.
Now your geranium looks pretty.
Oh yes, yes, I've had it starting to bloom.
So fresh and nice, bright red.
I got buds on, there's another big bud on this little one here.
Is that a pink one now, or what?
No, I think that's red.
That's red too.
But out in the, with the tomato, there's 3 buds coming on that little one. That's pink, I think.
Oh, that would be pretty. All the flowers I planted are off.
Yeah?
All
You know that song?
Not really.
Huh?
Not really.
Don't you? It's a long, long time from May to December, but the days grow short when we reach September, when the autumn days turn the leaves to flame. One hasn't got time for the waiting game, for the days dwindle down to a precious few. September, October, November, and those last precious days I will spend with you. On those last precious days I will spend with you. Now you know it, don't you?
Oh, I never did know that tune.
Oh, well, I know it, but of course I don't sing it well by any means. But at the same time, it's better than nothing. I do keep myself remembering the tune. Heart of my heart, I love that melody. Heart of my heart, brings back a memory when we were kids and the corner of the street. We were rough and ready guys, but oh how we could harmonize. Heart of my heart, friends were better then. Too big we had, too high. Oh, it's too high for me.
You got to
I know that you would listen. If once more I could listen to that melody, heart of my heart. Well, it's pretty squeaky. Pretty squeaky. But then I am a squeaky person. With the voice I have now, I know what the tune should sound like, even if I can't make it sound that way. The moon belongs to everyone. The best things in life are free. The star belongs to everyone, hanging there for you and me. The flowers in spring, the robins that sing, the sunbeams that shine are yours and mine, and love can come to everyone. The best things in life are free.
You got that pretty close.
Well, why don't you sing it? You can sing
I'm
it.
just recovering from yelling Saturday night.
Oh, nonsense.
Oh, no.
Heartache, my loving you meant only heartache. Your kiss was such a sacred thing to me. I can't believe it, just a burning memory. Heartache, heartache, what does it matter how my heart breaks? I should be happy with someone new, but my heart aches for you.
Mama? What in the world have you got those walnut meats for?
Huh?
You got those shelled walnuts.
Oh, they've been there a long time.
Yeah, my golly, they're getting dusty.
Swanee, how I love you, my dear old Swanee. I give the world to thee. D-I-X-E, even now my mammy's waiting for me, praying for me, down by the Swanee. The folks up north won't see me no more when I get to the Swanee shore. Shine on, harvest moon up in the sky. I ain't got no lovin' since April, January, June, or July. It's no time, ain't no time to stay outdoors and swoon. So shine on, harvest moon for me and my gal.
You want to play some Scrabble?
Well, we can't play Scrabble if we're going to have. Oh, why don't you come? Well, you want me to stop yelling these songs, probably. It's hard to tell, though it may not sound as bad as you think.
Oh, Ma, don't get me
You
laughing.
remember Rainbow Valley? Will you sing that? Stephanie.
I refuse.
Huh?
Oh, dear, the way I sound, no thanks.
I was born in Renfrew Valley, but I drifted far away. I've been back to see the old folks and the friends of other days. I've been back to see the old home and the friends I used to know. Things have changed in Renfrew Valley since the days of long ago. Others own the old plantation. I can call it home no more. Other voices sing the old songs. Other children round the door. Other voices sing the old songs when the evening sun is low. Mother sang in Renfrew Valley in the days of long ago. Take me back to Renfrew Valley when I'm free from earthly care. Lay me there by Dad and Mother. Let me sleep forever there. When it's springtime in the mountains and the dogwood blossoms blow, I'll be there in Renfrew Valley as in days of long ago. I think Ming probably would remember that song.
Oh, yeah, we used to sing that.
Here's the Blue Skirt Waltz.
Yeah.
Take me back to Renfrew Valley when I'm free from earthly care. Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? She's hunting all day long. I'll do the cooking, honey. I'll pay the rent. I know I've done you wrong. Remember the stormy night when I threw you out with nothing but a fine-tooth comb? I know I'm to blame. Oh, ain't it a shame? Bill Bailey, won't you please come home? Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Won't you come home? You remember this song that, what you call him, sang and, in the movie, I don't know what road picture it was, but you remember? Moonlight becomes you. Moonlight becomes you. It goes with your hair. You certainly know the right things to wear. Moonlight becomes you. That's I'm thrilled at the sight, and I could get so romantic tonight. You're all dressed up to go dreaming. Now don't tell me I'm wrong. And what a night to go dreaming. Mind if I tag along? If I say I love you, I want you to know it's not just because of the moonlight. Though moonlight becomes you so. Bing Crosby sang that to Dorothy Lamour.
Oh, one of those road pictures.
Surely you should remember that. Drifting and dreaming while shadows fall. Drifting and dreaming, I hear you call. Love's so sweet story told in your eyes. Drifting and dreaming, sweet paradise. Here's the Blue Hawaii. I know you know that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't
We
sing
was
it.
roaring away with that.
Sing it. Did you say you had this turn on?
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, is it? Well, anyway, I'm saying all you know this one.
Yeah.
Well, sing that there. I'm not sure that. What are you waiting for? The instrument is running, you know. Aren't you going to sing anything? Well, then I don't know why you brought the instrument over.
Well, I thought you wanted to talk to him, too.
Well, I think that they're just as well. I think that you could sing those tunes better than I can because my voice is spoiled. I don't have the voice anymore.
Well, you're doing fine. No, I haven't been done. Out of practice.
Well, Daphne brought over her instrument here and got it going, but she don't seem to really want to do much.
I talked the letter on the other side.
Turn it off. Well, Dave was down at Easter time, and they came over here Saturday night. And I dug out a whole bunch of old songs, and so we were all sitting here, each one singing a different song all at the same time. It must have been quite a racket. My guitar just really gave up and began coughing as loud as she could, so we had to it cut it out. Well, anyway, it was a lot of fun just the same, although it wasn't harmonious. Now, some of these songs here, I was trying to get Daphne to sing some because she's still got a good voice, but she evidently doesn't seem to care to try. So I don't know. Here's my souvenir. I don't know whether you kids remember this or not. There's nothing left for me of days that used to be. I live in memory among my souvenirs. Some letters tied in blue, a photograph or two. I find a rose from you among my souvenirs. A few more trinkets within my treasure chest, as though they do their best to give me consolation. I view them all apart, and as the teardrops start, I find a broken heart among my souvenirs. There now, that isn't very good, but you could still see what the tune would be if it was sung proper. My voice is a thing of the past. I will take you again. Now this is a song that Ming used to sing, and I'm not sure the tune, but I'll read it. It's called The Dying Nun. Raise the window higher, Martha. Air can never harm me now. Let the breeze blow in upon me. It will cool my fevered brow. Raise the window higher, Martha. Let me see the midnight sky. Stand back, sisters, from around me. God, it is so hard to die. Sister Martha, are you near me? You were kinder than the rest. Raise my head and let me lean it while I live upon your breast. Hold my hand so cold and frozen. Once it was so soft and white, and the ring that now falls from it clasped my finger oh so tight. Little ring they thought so worthless that they let me keep it there. Just a plain golden circlet with a lock of Douglas heron. Out of all who used to know me, who will weep when I am dead? Only you, oh Sister Martha, keep the last watch by my bed. Just a strain of heavenly music fills the midnight din, till I hear the wild waltz calling as I float away with him. I am coming, Douglas, Douglas. Where you are, I too am there. Feed at last I come, my dearest. Death gives back your little Claire. Sister Martha, are you near me? Has the moon gone down so soon? And this cell seems cold as winter, though I know that it is June. Sisters in their white beds sleeping, sleeping in the pale moonlight. Through your dreams there'll come no message. Clara dies alone tonight. And that was one of Ming's favorite songs, and I don't remember the tune now. But those are the kind of songs Ming used to like. Anyway, I thought I would read it and then I wish him a happy birthday also, although that song is rather a sort of a dim a vehicle for good wishes, but it's the kind of a song that Ming used to enjoy.
Oh yeah, it's all the sad ones.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday, Ming.